Hey guys, Gibum here. Today I'm going to cover some more extensive research I've been doing recently since my last video, which was a couple hours ago. So, I will just get to the point and show off what it looks like now. So, this is what it looks like. So as you can see, obviously there's a lot of flashing going on. It's changing the colors, so it's best to demonstrate with this one. So there you go. So you can see that each ball is generated with a random ray pointing in a random direction, right? And if that ray crosses with any mesh, including other balls, it will randomize the color. And it does that every frame. So every frame a ray is touching a mesh, the color is randomized. So pretty, ray intensive. So first off, right, first one I did actually was Rapier. So I'll start with that. What did I do? Did I get rid of that? Oh. So the first one I did was actually Rapier, because I've used Rapier before and I know how it works. And so as far as like ergonomics is considered, pretty easy. I mean, I literally just got this from the documentation, this function, and I just changed this part to randomize the color of the entity it's hit. So not really that bad. Yeah, so really easy to set all of it up. Just very straightforward. I ended up having to make an extra component called ball, which marks it as the ball, and it has a direction attached to it because I had to generate the direction that it's pointing in when the ball was spawned. And I'll get a little more into why I had to do that. Before it was actually shooting towards the center of the box, but then I was thinking about, like, should it shoot towards the center every frame or should it shoot in a random direction every frame? And so each ball just gets its own random direction, and that's mainly because of Avian. So this one, nothing crazy. Physx was a little harder. Now I'm doing the same exact thing with the ball thing, right? To get the direction that the ball shoots in as soon as it spawns, right? But this is, you can see I was literally referring to it like I was just trying to get it done. This was also taken from an example on the GitHub repo for this crate, but I had a really hard time trying to work with the scene query filters. I don't know if this has really been fully fleshed out yet with Bevy, but there's literally like no way to turn an entity pointer or handle, whatever, into a into the rigid body pointer or whatever. It's just you need something weird, and I just don't think this part's implemented yet. Maybe, I don't know. But other than that, you can see it's not that bad. Pretty straightforward, right? Yeah, and then the most interesting one I think is Avian. So with Avian, here's my little reference again. Right here, you actually cast the rays in it is a component that you add. So you can do it when you first initialize it, which is really interesting, I think. I never would have even thought of that. And it's really straightforward. I mean, there's just extra methods you add on to it. Max hits. With this alone, you can turn it into like a multi-hit one or whatever. I forgot what they're called. But like a sweeper or whatever. And so it's really, really easy. And just ignore self-true. That's very simple. With the Rapier, I had to manually like set up a filter with its own entity ID. And then yeah, so pretty simple, honestly. Um, it's really easy. I just have never used it before, so it took me a bit. I probably did it a little faster in Rapier, but I would definitely rather use Avian. And then, yeah, so regarding this though, you see you have to, of course you don't have to, it's just the way I chose to do it, I guess, is have the direction defined when the ball is spawned. And after I did it this way, I realized, oh, it's going to stay this way, but then I thought that's not so bad. So I just got this part, and then I put that on the ball component that I ended up putting on the other two. And so, again, these all look basically the same. I can open all of them. I doubt anyone would be able to tell the difference. And out of fear, actually, of getting them mixed up, you'll see that when I run the benchmark script, it prints out which Physx engine it's using. So at the top of all of them, it shows what it's using. Because the performance was basically like the same in a lot of ways. And so I was wondering, like, oh, did I just do the same one 3 times on accident? Or something weird, you know? But yeah, so without further ado, let's get into the performance. Alright. So Physx falling behind a little on the total frame count, I think. But otherwise, negligible difference, especially at this scale. Oh, I have the benchmark thing turned on. Like at this point, it's not even really a big difference. Well, oh, don't mind that. Later on, we'll see a difference, right? So frame time. Physx is kind of struggling in the higher entity counts, right? Avian, Rapier kind of staying neck and neck. Rapier just doing a little better. And this one is what I think is important. So you can see actually Physx had the highest average, which is 577. Yeah. But the 1% minimum, which is, you know, what the performance is like when there's the 1,000 balls, it's a lot lower from, let's say, 163.5 or whatever. Average between these two down to 109. That's a big difference. That's the difference of, you know, 100 hertz to 144 hertz, well within that. So that's a big deal. If I were to go to Physx, I'll just let this run for a bit. And yeah, so here we have the actual numerical breakdown. Basically same performance right here. Physx, a little better average, way worse minimum. So maybe let's see now. It's not spawning anymore. See, 105. Oh, now it's getting a little higher, right? But it's staying in the low hundreds. And let's try, for example, Avian, I guess. I'll let that run. And so, yeah, honestly, like I said last video, I'm surprised that Physx isn't the best. I thought for sure it would be. Like across the board. I thought it wouldn't even be a competition. Yes, now we can see, yeah, 170, like that's a crazy difference. That's actually insane. Maybe I implemented it wrong under the hood or something. I doubt it though. They're like basically the same thing. But that is a pretty crazy difference. So yeah. But like I was saying also last video, there's like I haven't tried cloth Physx or fabric Physx, whatever. I don't know if it's in the Bevy crate, but I know that you can run some pretty cool stuff on NVIDIA GPUs with Physx. But yeah, Thanks for all the comments on the last video, guys. If you want to see anything specific, leave it in the comments of this video.